This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51 and verse 7, and it reads to the Holy Scriptures. Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of the wine, therefore the nations are mad. Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Wakar Kadash. Shalom to the elders for preaching the word truthfully and sincerely, and shalom to the Akim, scattered through four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely as well too. And I say shalom to the Akim out there. And this is a sit-down lesson that I want to bring out of Jeremiah 51 and 7 through verse 9. Right, so definitely Babylon has been that golden cup in the Lord's hand, and he had made all the earth drunken of the ways of Babylon. You know, the philosophies, the democracy, the heavy westernization influence, and that's what we still see to this day. And the nations are turning away from it. They continually turn away from the ways of Babylon. The increasing influence that Babylon had on these nations for a very long time, and still to this day, you know. And the nations are turning away from that as we continue to see. The nations are turning away from the American dollar, ditching the American dollar, turning away from the American dollar, turning away from the ways of Babylon. Even Babylon allies is turning away from them as well too, even though they still allies with them, but not highly influenced of allies like how it used to be. So that's why the nations are turning away from the ways of Babylon, because they have drunken off the wine of Babylon, you know. So they are not hip to that no more. So they are not hip to the westernization of democracy, of the westernization of economics. You know, this all around the ways of Babylon, the nations are not hip to that no more. So that's why the nations are angry and mad at Babylon from a warlike standpoint, from a nuclear escalation standpoint, from an economical war standpoint, and many different aspects of different categories of aspect of the nations are turning against Babylon and angry and mad at it now so more than ever, you know. Because this is the modern day version of Babylon. You know, the modern day kings of Babylon, you know. And this is Jeremiah chapter 51 in verse 8. It says, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take bond for her pain, if so she may be healed. Right, so there's no healing for the version out of Babylon. We're going to continue to see it decline now so more than ever. And definitely from an economical standpoint, as we continue to see the American dollar been going up and down. But we definitely seeing the signs there, increasing signs of the American dollar been weakening so far in the year 2023. And, you know, just like the story came out like a month and a half ago, I meant to say, kind of slip of the words, my apology. As we continue to see, like within a month and a half ago, like I just mentioned, you know, it was a report came out from RT.com saying the American dollar was at its low for the first time in 25 years, you know. So as we continue to see, you know, the American dollar has not been a top global currency reserve, which the nations, you know, used to depend on. Now we're starting to see the nations are turning away from the American dollar. The nations are ditching the American dollar. The nations trying to overthrow the American dollar and to de-dollarization the American dollar, right along with the euro dollar as well too. As the nations of the BRICS nations that have been formed since 2014 all the way to now. Now this summit, BRICS summit is coming up, I believe August the 22nd or the 23rd, because they come with their own form of currency, a new form of gold currency to overthrow the American dollar and the euro dollar as well too. Because as we're getting closer and closer to this central digital bank currency, as we see the paper dollar very soon is going to be a thing in the past, and we're going to see that as well too. You know, cashless society. So that shows you increasing signs of Babylon's dollar, which is greenback by the currency. You know, so as we getting closer and closer of the central digital bank currency, because this is going to be the new form of currency and the new form of way of living in order to buy or sell. And that's in Revelation chapter 13, verse 16 through verse 18. And this is what we're about to entering into, a increasing cashless society. This is what we're about to get into very soon, because we know the paper dollar is going to be a thing of the past. But that's for another topic at hand. But I just want to add an additional note to that. So that shows you the signs of Babylon, and the modern day version out of Babylon is on the decline now, so more than ever. And this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51 and verse 9, and it reads to the Holy Scriptures. We will have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsaken her, and let us go, everyone, into her own country. For her judgment reached up into heavens, and lifted up even to the sky. Right.